I wanted to talk to you guys about Jamberry Nails. We've all heard of the company, but if you're like me, you're a little bit skeptical. I have YouTube videos and all I see is all these experts that make it look super easy and less believable, in all honesty. Well, after about a year, I finally have broken down and decided to give it a try. So I thought that I would record myself doing it, my first application, so you guys can see, is it realistic and is it for you? So first, I'm going to go over all the supplies that they say you would need to be able to do your nails, and then we'll go ahead and get started. I have some plain nail clippers and then a nail file that I picked up at Sally's today. A rubber cuticle pusher, which is essential for actually doing these wraps. You can get these at Sally's as well. And I'm just going to use a standard blow dryer for the heat source. There's the wooden nail sticks, the white buff board, the nail clipping scissors to trim the wraps at the tip of your nails, some rubbing alcohol to clean them, and of course cuticle oil to treat them. And of course your Jamberry wrap. I didn't want to order a bunch and then them not work out, so those are the three that I have to choose from for today. I'm going to start by removing the current nail polish I have, as well as pushing down that cuticle and then cleaning my... Okay, so now my nails have all been prepped and cuticle pushed and cleaned and all that jazz. So now we're ready to get our Jamberries out. So let's see what they look like. It's my first time even opening them. I'm going to pull them out. Alright, so this is considered one sheet, and this is supposed to be 2 petties and 2 manis with a couple extra. Now you're supposed to find the one that's going to be the best fit for your nail. So I guess you want it to cover the actual nail without touching any of the skin or your cuticles. And then that's the one that you're going to pick. So I'm going to use the smallest one for my pinky nail, and that's the one that I'm going to go ahead and start with. You have to use the wooden stick to do it with, because you can't touch it with your actual fingers, otherwise I guess it won't adhere to your actual nail. So I'm going to lift it up, and then I'm going to get my scissors. My nail scissors aren't cutting, so I had to go get different scissors. And then I'm going to trim this nail. We're going to call that good. I hope that's long enough. And then I guess you're supposed to heat it, and then this curvy side is the side you're supposed to put to your cuticle, so it's supposed to go down like that, if that's a good picture, like that. So you're supposed to heat this for 3 to 5 seconds depending on your heat device. I don't have one of those heaters, I'm just using my blow dryer. And it's supposed to curl, I think. Maybe that's too strong. Let's go with a... It's gotta be hot enough because I was burning my fingers. Now I'm going to try to put it on there. And roll it off. And then you're supposed to just push down, and I hope I didn't touch my skin. I don't think I did. So I'm going to push, 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 push all the way around. I think it is touching my skin. Use my rubber pusher. I'm going to push this all around. I'm going to push really hard and deep and try and get that on there good. And then I'm going to, I think you're supposed to heat it again. That's as hot as I can go. And then I'm going to push again. I feel like I didn't get a good seal on my first attempt. If it's focusing, let me see. I don't know if you can see it, but I feel like it's lifting up right there. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. So I troubleshooted, and you're supposed to heat the adhesive side, and I heated the outside. So I think that's why I felt like I wasn't getting a good enough seal on this nail. So I'm going to do this again with the next nail and see if that works out better for me. So I'm going to do the technique of rolling this down. Maybe. Okay. Roll this down. There it goes. And then lift it up with the wood stick. And then you cut it in half. So, I'm going to lift it up. And I'm going to cut it in half. And then again, you're going to put it curved side onto your nail. And I saw them take it off of here because I guess that's you're gonna cut that part off, so I guess it's okay to touch it now. And then you put it down on your nail. I don't know if you can see this, but you put it down. And then you push it down like that, I guess. I think I put it on my cuticle. Not skin and nail showing right there. And then on this side, I think I put it actually on my skin, which will prevent a good seal. So you see how it's just, I think I just ruined this one. See, okay. And I don't know if I can reuse this one or not, but I'm going to try. It might just be ruining it. So again, I'm going to put it on my nail. Not on the cuticle this time. Oh, it's a lot more bendy this time. Maybe I didn't heat it enough. It's going on my nail and pushing it down. This way, this way. I'm going to use my little rubber stampy thingy and push it a bunch. I feel like this already feels better this time around. And then I saw them use this just because the part that you're going to trim off, I guess you can touch, it doesn't matter. And then you put it on your nail, if you can see that, without touching the cuticle. Like that's going to touch the cuticle. And then I did it crooked. Let me fix that. Okay. That feels better than the last one. I guess you just kind of get better with each one. I feel like it even feels different. I don't know if you can overheat these, but I'm just going to go with no. That one feels better and it looks better. So I've done the first hand and they're not completely done. I didn't like trim any of the things. I just have them on there. And I've already learned a few things. One, to heat it while holding it with tweezers and not the wood stick. That was part of my mistake. And then I was actually laying it on my cuticle like you would do when you paint your nails. So I had to fix that as well. Then these also kind of stretch. So once you lay them on your nail, you can pull towards the end and then flatten it out on either side. And that will also help get rid of those bubbles. So I didn't do too bad. I'm going to go ahead and try this hand. And I think that I'm going to do even better because I noticed that each nail I did. Right. It's one of my better ones. And you can look at that. It's awesome. I'm just going to take it from the tip where I trim it, put it on my nail without touching the cuticle. Try and get it centered. I'm just going to push right there. And I'm going to pull down and then to each side. So I'm going to pull down and to this side. Get that over there. And then to this side. And get that there. And then I'm going to go through with my rubber stopper. I went ahead and did the next two nails. This one turned out awesome. Like, it could not have been more perfect. It just was so great and so easy to do. So now I'm going to go ahead and do the nail again on the video. I'm just going to use the rest of that one from my other thumbnail. So I just fold it back so it creates that crease. I already feel like I'm doing pretty good at this, even though it's still my first application. Pull it back, and then I'm going to heat this adhesive side. I'm just going to take this with my actual fingers since it's extra. And again, I'm going to put it down on my nail. If you can see this, I'll try this angle. Right in the center without touching my cuticle. Like that. Just right there is all I push down. And then I'm going to grab this end and pull it down. Just like that. Then I'm going to grab either end and wrap it around either side. So this end is going to go over here and smooth down. This end is going to go over here, and I'm pulling and pushing like that to get a good seal on that. Then I'm going to use again my rubber stopper. Put my nail down and I'm going to start pushing. And then you heat it again. And I like to do the plastic baggie. This is just a Ziploc bag that I ripped off this part to make it easier. Stick your nail in there. I could do this and fold it over super tight, and then just kind of hold on to it, and then border it. I focus on the edges and then the tops, and then go back through, use the rubber stopper. So now you're supposed to go through and file all the edges in a downward motion so that you file off all the excess. So there's a few things that I noticed. Number one, it's very important to have all the tools that they recommend you to use during the application process. Number two, do not be afraid to try different techniques. If you notice, this technique I started out with, trying to roll it with that wood stick, is not the technique that I ended up using by the end. I was just using the tweezers and it worked out much better for me. So don't be afraid to try and switch it up and see if something works out better for you. And then it's very important to follow the instructions very carefully, because if you noticed, I didn't listen at the beginning, or I thought that I was doing it correctly, and the second that I revised it and changed it up and actually followed it step by step, they went on much smoother and faster. So following the instructions is essential for getting the best application possible. I've had them on for almost a week now, and they're still doing good, very strong. I'm still happy with it. I'm still looking at my nails all the time. In fact, I'm super excited because I already want to rip them off to try a different pair. So I'd say give it a try.